What's up, guys? It's your boy Mac Dillon back again with another jam-packed story time. And for today's story, it's about an old friend who's not my friend anymore. But I'm jumping ahead. Let me start from the beginning. So I was somewhere around the age of 16 when this happened. So I would say maybe 10th grade. And I was friends with most people at school, but I had a handful of people that I was especially close with. And two of those friends in that group were dating. And for the sake of the story, I will be calling them Jim and Kathy. And to put it nicely, they were one of those high school couples that you don't understand how they got together but somehow managed. Like they had completely everything opposite, like personality, humor, ethics, just really carried themselves completely different overall. It's also one of those relationships where the girl would do everything for the guy and the guy would just put in like zero effort. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I was real good friends with them both. Like I would go over to Jim's house multiple times a week and hang out since he was in the neighborhood that I lived in, and we both liked the same types of sports and video games. And I would go to the same lunch as Kathy and a group of other friends almost every day. So I would be talking to them both multiple times a week. That's going to be important later. Now, after a while, since Jim was 16, he got his first job. Whoop de doo. All that you need to know is that it was a restaurant job. And Kathy found out very quickly that this one particular manager just really favored him after him working there for like 1 week. And at lunch, she would talk about how it bothered her and made her feel really uncomfortable. I was very neutral in the situation at first because on one end, I completely understand why it made her feel uncomfortable. I mean, I would feel the exact same way, but it wasn't like Jim was asking for his manager to favor him. And also, the manager was like 23 and he was 16. So you would just assume that it was just favoritism and nothing more. But then something crazy happened. One day, I went to lunch and Kathy was like borderline crying. And I didn't ask her because I didn't want to force anything out of her. But then she told me what went down. So apparently, Jim told her that that same manager gave him a love letter with her number on it. She asked him to look into another job or report it be- because, like, it made her feel horrible and super uncomfortable with him being there. But he said he couldn't because he didn't care that much about it and it would probably make him feel bad. Keep in mind, Jim is 16 and this manager is 23. He should not feel bad for reporting a predator, bro. I mean, she wasn't even trying to groom him till he was 18. She just went straight to snatching him up. Absolutely despicable. But anyway, I told Kathy I would personally quit and report her. And after school, I asked Jim about it, and he was just saying that Kathy was blowing it out of proportion. After that, I kind of left it alone because I didn't want to get too much in the middle of something like that with a couple. And then it got so much worse. I came into lunch literally like a week later after that incident, and she ended up telling people what happened the night before. I could tell before I had even sit down at the table there's gonna be some stuff going down. And it went like this. His sister was woken up in the middle of the night because she heard a sound. Went to go investigate it, and lo and behold, caught his manager, a full grown adult by the way, sneaking into his room through the window and called the cops. And she got in a lot of trouble. And bro, Kathy was absolutely devastated. But she also was talking about how she should have seen it coming. It's how he was acting like he would stop wanting to hang out with her as much because he had to quote unquote work all the time because he needed the money. And when she did hang out with him. It seemed so forced, and he was just bored and disassociated every time. I explained that it wasn't her fault though. I mean, she didn't see the signs because, like most people, you wouldn't believe that your significant other would do that to you. Cheating is always so selfish and unfair. Like, bro, just tell her you don't want to be with her anymore. Like, Kathy knew this man's whole family. They were dating for maybe like 5 months, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a long time. But for high schoolers, that's a pretty good minute, okay? As a man of God and just having basic morals, I immediately cut him off and never spoke to him again. But yeah, that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I do have an experience of being cheated on, so if you guys would like to hear that, just let me know in the comments. I love y'all. Peace.